What's up, Facebook land? You wild savages of the wild. That's what Ray says, right? I want to be just like Ray when I grow up. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. We're going to be gearing up for grill season, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already completed some maintenance on your grill, we're going to show you what to do, how to do it, and all of that good stuff. Things to look out for. Maintenance tips and tricks, but this is a quick 20-ish minute video about maintenance of the recteq wood pellet grills, and we're going to go through all series of grills. You know, we've got the lifestyle series, which includes the flagship, the deck boss, the patio legend, the BFG. All of those grills are essentially the same. We're going to go through those. We're going to go through our hot grills, the hottest pellet grills on the market. We're going to go through the all-new X-Fire, as well as the Bullseyes. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And then we're going to go through the griddles today, right? We're going to go through the Smokestone, how to clean it up, and get ready for grilling season, right? Okay. Now, I've got a few things on this table, ladies and gentlemen, that I wanted to show you that are going to help my life a lot easier. The first thing we've got is going to be the Bullseye drip pan, the disposable Bullseye drip pans. These things are absolutely amazing. I actually will marinate my chicken wings in these bad boys in the refrigerator too. So double use for these Bullseye pans, but we'll get into using those later. We also have those drip bucket liners. Don't let grease just drip into your drip bucket, ladies and gentlemen. Let it drip into one of these disposable liners. You can throw the whole thing away. What I do is I wrap it with a garbage bag or a grocery bag, okay? And then I throw it in my garbage. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But yes, these disposable drip bucket liners are a must around my house, just to make sure the cleanup's super easy. We also have the drip pan liners, ladies and gentlemen. This makes cleaning your drip pan super easy. You can also use those Teflon liners that we have available on the website, recteq.com. Some folks like to use aluminum foil, but if you use aluminum foil, I highly suggest making sure that it's super smooth, just like these drip pan liners, and also using the industrial grade aluminum foil. If you use that thin stuff, it's just going to burn up, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you, I've seen it too many times before. Moving right along, we've got some amazing grill brushes available on the website. Two of these have replacement brush heads. This one also has replacement heads as well. You can unscrew this bad boy and replace these when they get nasty. This one's kind of gotten nasty and kind of gotten off kilter a little bit, but that's okay. We'll use it up today, right? Next thing up, we've got an array of gloves available. If your grill is cooling down but not yet cool, I like using these leather gloves. These heat-resistant gloves also work well. The red ones are super easy to clean. You guys can see this leather, leather, some of the oils can get on there and make it dirty. And then a must when you're cleaning your grill or cooking or just walking around the house. Nitrile gloves, ladies and gentlemen. Pick these up on the website. You'll thank me later. I use these for everything. From eating. Yes, that's right. When I eat chicken wings, I put on my nitrile gloves. When I eat ribs, I put on my nitrile gloves. Why? So I don't have to wash my hands afterwards. I'm a brilliant man. We use them for cooking, cleaning, okay, working on the truck, straightening up the garage. I use these nitrile gloves for everything. Some folks are super cautious about cleaning and keeping the outside of their grill looking clean. So we have 3 cleaners here available on the website too. We have the degreaser, we have the exterior cleaner, and then that stainless steel polish, right? So that's how I like to hit it, with the degreaser, the cleaner, and then the polish, baby. So those 3 are available on the website as well. Now me, I'm not a crazy guy that cleans the outside of their grill very often, but we'll show you some tips and tricks on how to keep that bad boy clean. Now we also have a little bitty shop vac here. Now if you get a shop vac, I would designate this small shop vac just to cleaning out the ash on the bottom of your grill. Why? Because ash is very fine, and it's going to end up caking this thing up Also, when you're vacuuming up all of that ash and stuff, the end of this bad boy gets nice and dirty. So when you go to clean out your wife's car and she's got like some tan carpet, you rub this against it, you get all of that ash on that tan carpet, make it real clean, right? No, but I would designate this specifically for cleaning out your grill and not using it for anything else, because that ash can get tricky, right? But for me, I just like to scoop that stuff up, throw it in the trash can, right? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please put them in the comment section down below. We will make sure that we hit all of those via the internet and answer any and all questions that you have. So I'm going to glove up. I'm also going to kilt up. That's right. Get yourself a good apron, ladies and gentlemen. That way you protect. I've got on khaki shorts right now. I don't want to get them bad boys dirty. I've also got a dark shirt on. When you're cleaning your grill or grills, so make sure you got a dark shirt on, right? Okay, so I've got my apron, got my dark shirt, and I've got my gloves. So we're ready. So we've got the Smokestone here. This is the world's only pellet fueled griddle. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is a wood-fired griddle. This is not propane. This is wood-fired griddle. So this bad boy we cleaned it pretty good. But let me show you. We're going to take out this cold rolled pan right here, and you can see on the inside of that bad boy, we got some ash there. We'll go ahead and take out our stainless steel deflector. It's perforated right there, so you get good even heat distribution. And you can see we've got some ash building up down here at the bottom. So what I like to do is I like to, on my Smokestone, is I actually like to push this ash to the left and to the right, because I am a messy cook, ladies and gentlemen. And when I drip grease down here at the bottom, that ash actually absorbs it and prevents it from coming out of the grill, right? All right, so we pushed our ash to the left and to the right. We're also going to clean out our fire pot. And the easiest way to do that is just to take your hand and do it for 2 seconds. 100, 100. So that's all you really need to do. But since I'm in here, I'm going to take an additional 2 seconds and I'm going to get it completely clean. Now, it's very important to keep your fire pot clean, because these grills are all about airflow. Pellet grills rely on airflow to maintain temperature, as well as to get to high temps as well as low temps, ladies and gentlemen. And we've got perforated holes on the inside of this fire pot to introduce oxygen, therefore, so we can have a fire. Now, if these holes are clogged up, okay, that's going to prevent airflow, and that's going to give us an airflow issue, therefore giving us a temperature issue. So make sure you clean out your fire pot about every 4 to 5 cooks on the Smokestone and Lifestyle series, ladies and gentlemen. So it's very important to keep your fire pot clean. All right, so we're going to take a good look. We're going to run our hand, knocking off any creosote or anything that might be hanging. I'm going to put my hand over my temperature probe there, make sure it's good to go. All right, everything looks amazingly and clean. Now, if you wanted to, you can go in here with your shop vac. I don't need to. I like to leave the ash down there. You can see that this stainless steel is very sterile, right? Nothing is going to stick to that. So you see that ash just falling right there? So if you leave ash down there, when fly ash comes out of your fire pot, it's more than likely going to get hung up on itself as opposed to the sterile, slick environment, right? So that's why I like to leave some ash down there. I'm going to give you 4 reasons in this video why to leave ash at the bottom of your barrel, okay? But that is just number 1, is that the fly ash will catch itself as opposed to coming in to your barrel. Now, while we're here, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you the 360 degrees of holes coming out of here, and that's where all of our heat and all of our smoke escape and touch your food. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Even heat distribution, okay, all the way around 360 degrees. We're also getting even smoke distribution 360 degrees. So that's why when you close this lid, your food's going to get some of that delicious smoke flavor on it, and that's where it comes from, are those perforated holes out of here. So let's go ahead and replace our deflector shield. Make sure you put it in there properly. Make sure that you put it on the top and bottom tab. We're going to replace our cold rolled steel pan here. This thing's heavy duty, son. You can tell it. When you lift this pan, you can tell this grill is super heavy duty. We're going to close the lid and we're going to turn this bad boy on, because I want to actually clean the pan for you guys as well, okay? We'll use a little bit of water in just a little bit. I'm going to turn it on medium high, and I'm going to let this bad boy heat up, okay? While we let it heat up, we're going to go through the bullseye and the X-Fire next. Now, also down here on the X-Fire is your bucket placement right here. You can see we've already got some dirty nastiness in here. Remember, replace your bucket liners. That way you don't have this situation, ladies and gentlemen. You can just throw the bucket away. Easy peasy, right? But I'm going to hook that back up because we're going to need that bucket when we go to clean that bad boy, right? All right, so next up in the lineup, we're going to go to our Bullseye. And this is the Bullseye Deluxe, ladies and gentlemen. The very first thing when you go to do any kind of maintenance on your Bullseye is you need to dump your fire pot. Why? Because it's super, super easy. And that should be the first thing that you do before you turn your grill on, right? Because we don't want to dump it when it's hot, right? When it's hot and it's full of ashes, you're going to have issues. If you dump that 1,000 degree flame down into this pan, you're going to have issues, right? So on our Bullseye, I'm going to close this for you, Josh, so you can get a good eye at it. We've got our fire pot dump right here, ladies and gentlemen, and we're just going to go to unlock. That dumps it, and we're going to put it back to lock, right? And that dumped our fire pot into this bad boy. Now all we got to do is throw this in the trash, okay? So, oh, another thing you need to have handy, trash can nearby, or you can just throw it into your yard. So we'll replace our fire pot dump tray there. We're then going to open this bad boy up, okay? We're going to take out our grate. We're going to take out our cast iron deflector, super heavy duty. And I'm going to show you guys that empty fire pot. Check it out. Well, with this redesigned gasification fire pot, you know, Fat Boy can't fit his hand down in there. So that's why we had to redesign that bad boy so you guys are able to clean it. Now, we've got a little bit of ash buildup down here at the bottom. That, for me, is completely fine. Okay? Why? Because you can see with some of this grease residue, ladies and gentlemen, to where our ash has actually collected it for us, made it a little bit easier for us to clean up right now. This is, for me, is considered a clean Bullseye. This is not bad at all. All I'm going to do is scrape out this stuff and throw it in the trash can. No need to use the shop vac. But again, that's all I'm going to do. Easy. Because again, I like to have a layer of ash down here at the bottom, soak up some of that grease. I also like to have an ash at the bottom to create a layer of insulation. That's the second reason why I like to leave ash down there at the bottom of my grill, is it creates a layer of insulation, therefore allowing that grill to maintain a lot more heat as opposed to not having that layer of insulation, right? So we've got a good clean bottom down here. Just going to rub my hand on that RTD temperature probe. Now we need to replace our deflector shield. We're going to replace our grates. Okay. And we're going to close our lid. Now, a lot of folks don't realize this, but this is a very important step. You've got these vents here on that Bullseye, right? What I like to do is I like to rub my hand on the inside of the barrel and knock off whatever little bit of creosote has built up, right? I don't want this falling on my food, okay? And this is not paint that's peeling, ladies and gentlemen. This is creosote. Okay? Knocking all of that stuff you can see. Josh, see right there? All that stuff is kind of falling. Now I'm going to close the lid and all of that stuff is going to come out, right? All right, while we're here, stay there, Josh. I'm going to use a scraper, just like this. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to make sure that all of these vents are nice and clear. Why? Why, ladies and gentlemen? Because it's all about airflow, y'all. I just told you. Pellet grills need good airflow. That's why we clean out the fire pot. That's why we clean our vents regularly, okay? That heat and smoke's got to go somewhere. If you don't do this, it's going to come out of your hopper, and it's going to scare you, and you're going to give us a call. All right. So we've gone all the way around this bad boy, literally cleaning all the vents. It's going to have proper airflow, okay? The next thing on this bad boy that we're going to check is going to be our hopper, right? Now, if our hopper was pretty empty, we would go ahead and let this bad boy run itself empty and knock off all of this dust residue that ends up at the bottom of our fire pot. Now, if you've never let your hopper run itself empty, you really need to, and look it down at the bottom and see if there's any of this wood dust buildup. If you do, go ahead and get your shop vac, clean that out as well. We recommend letting your hopper run dry about every 5 bags of pellets. That way you can keep an eye on this buildup of dust and make sure that this isn't getting augured as opposed to your pellets. Now, I've seen it get so bad, ladies and gentlemen, that nothing is able to actually auger out of that area, okay? I've seen it get so bad that there's nothing but dust down there, and it'll auger and won't even let the pellets fall out. So if you've never done that, I highly encourage you to do that as well. Now, so we've gone through the vents on this bad boy, we make sure that we cleaned out our fire pot first thing. We've knocked off the creosote. I forgot to clean the grates, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. So we would just take our grate scraper, whichever one you wanted to get, and we would just clean those grates. Easy peasy. You guys know how to do that. I don't know. I don't have to show you how to clean your grates. Cheese and crackers. Hey, if you don't have, they're not going to like me for saying this, but if you don't have a grate scraper, use a ball of aluminum foil. Works just as good. You can just throw that bad boy away, right? That was a tip from the barbecue dad for you. All right, next up, we've got the all new, well, I don't want to say that. Next up, we got the X-Fire Pro from recteq. This is the hottest pellet grill on the market, going up to 1250 degrees. This is the world's best gas grill. And it's a pellet grill. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Super direct fire. So the same goes for the Bullseye as goes for the X-Fire, right? Josh, which one is probably going to be easier for you to see? This one over here. So we've got dual fire pots on this bad boy. So we have dual fire pot dumps, right? Everything's going to go into that ash dump. You just open that bad boy up, close it. All of your ash will dump in there. You can actually throw it in your bucket right here if you wanted to. Or your trash can, right? Do that on both sides. Do this before every cook. Why? Because it's easy, and then that way you know that you have a clean fire pot with good airflow. Just do that before every cook. Easy peasy, right? So after we do that, we're going to take our grates out. Okay, these grates are not warm, they're cold, and they're going to be hard to clean, okay? So if we wanted to, we'll take our deflectors out as well. You can see, got a little buildup of ash there. That is perfectly fine, okay? Again, if I leave ash down there, it's going to help absorb some of that grease. But again, you can go ahead and vacuum this stuff out and make it super, super clean. Again, another reason to leave ash down there is it reduces the surface area that the grill physically has to heat up. That's right, it'll fill those voids, especially on the Lifestyle series, and allow that grill to heat up a lot quicker. And then that way you don't have to heat it up as much surface area, right? Think about it. That's 4 reasons to leave ash down there at the bottom. Okay? All right. On this one, I also like to do the creosote rub, making sure that there's no stuff that's just going to fall on my food or anything. Go ahead and do that as well. We'll go ahead, put our grates back on. We could clean our grates at this moment in time if we wanted to, but I really like to let the grill get hot and warm. That way it loosens up all of this stuff, and we can hit it with that, that grate cleaner, right? Now the hopper's on the front of this bad boy. You can see X-Fire hadn't been out that long, so we don't have a huge buildup of that wood dust that can build up down there. But again, be mindful of that. Check out that double hopper on that X-Fire Pro, ladies and gentlemen. Really cool grill. Again, it's got the grill mode, it's got the smoke mode. So when you turn the smoke mode on, you got the PID controller, you got that temperature control. Turn it to grill mode. You get flame-kissed food, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be, you turn these bad boys on just like so. Easy peasy. Direct flame grill with this bad boy. Dual, what is it? It's the sear control on this bad boy is what makes it different from everything else, right? You can actually move those levers, move those baffles, and expose your food to that flame, right? Really cool grill, the X-Fire Pro, hottest pellet grill on the market, newest grill from recteq. Probably not when you see this video though. But ladies and gentlemen, moving on, we've got the Lifestyle series here. Now this goes for all of our Lifestyle series. So the Backyard Beast, the Flagship, the Deck Boss, the, what else, Josh? The Patio Legend, right? The 340p, the Backyard Beast, the BFG, right? The Dual Fire. All of this, all of these things relate to those grills as well, right? All right, so we're going to open up this bad boy. All right, you can see a dirty grate. Now at this point in time, this is when I like to clean the grate on the Lifestyle series, because when it drips down, when it falls down, it goes into that drip tray, right? And it catches all of that stuff. So when I go to clean my drip tray, I'll dump all of that stuff in the trash and not in my grill, right? All right, so you can see that more of that creosote buildup. That's not the paint peeling, ladies and gentlemen. That's grease getting burned up and falling off, okay? So I'll use my grill scraper to scrape that stuff off, right? I don't want it falling into my food, okay? Over here you can see the vents as well. Let's go ahead and get near those vents. Because why? It's all about airflow, ladies and gentlemen. That's where all the smoke and heat has to escape. Now, you'd hate for that stuff to fall on your food, right? Just go ahead and take care of that right now. Just go ahead and run. And you can just run your hand. You don't need the scraper. Just run your hand all along that bad boy, knocking all that stuff down, okay? Blow it on down there, okay? Oh, it's also on this lid part. It's also on the grease deflector there. Oh, yeah. Super clean. Now, let's take the grate out. Put it down below. Let's take our drip tray out. Move that cast iron heat deflector, super heavy duty. And let's get an eye on there, ladies and gentlemen. Man, we've been cooking on this bad boy. Look at all the ash down there at the bottom. Okay. Another thing, just gonna knock all that stuff down. Just take my hand in here, scoop out whatever little ash pellets are in there, throw it down at the bottom. Remember, every 4 to 5 cooks do this, and that way you'll have good airflow, right? Okay. I'll also go ahead and knock off the shelves down to here at the bottom. You know, just all that creosote. Just knocking it down there at the bottom. Again, you can vacuum this if you wanted to. Me, I'm not, because it's catching fly ash. It's creating a layer of insulation. It's reducing the surface area that the grill physically has to heat up. And then when grease drips down at the front and back around that drip tray, it gets absorbed by this ash, and it's much, much easier to clean up, ladies and gentlemen, right? Okay, super clean fire pot. That's really all we're really care about when we open this bad boy up. But also, none of that creosote is going to fall on our food, okay? Super heavy cast iron deflector goes back. Make sure it's in this position, not that position, right? That's not good. That one, that's going to send the heat to the front and the back. The deflector is supposed to send the heat to the left and to the right, okay? Yeah, here's that moment. That look, if you've got the foil or if you've got the drip tray liner there, you can see that giant hole that this crappy aluminum foil got burned into. Throw that stuff in there. Okay. Put your drip tray liner in there. Easy peasy. This one isn't made for this one, but you can easily just put your drip tray liner in there. And again, those drip tray liners are super smooth, and it allows for that grease to exit really, really quickly. Now you can leave your drip tray like this if you wanted to, but ladies and gentlemen, I highly recommend against it, just because it's going to burn immediately once it hits here, and it's less likely to even run out of your grill, right? When you're cooking anything super greasy, I recommend cooking it on the end of the grill that has the drip bucket, right? That way the grease doesn't have very far to go to exit the grill, right? All right, we'll replace the grate on this bad boy. Remember, there's a bucket up underneath here. Okay, we did not put a bucket liner in here, so now we've got to mess with this dirty grease. Get the bucket liner. That way you don't have to mess with this, y'all. I could have just thrown it away. Instead, I'm having to scrape it out of there. And I can't even find where the hook is. Oh, there we go. It's right there. All right, so let's go back to the smoke stone. It's up to about 400 degrees right now. We just turned it on. Okay, it's getting really hot. I just wanted to show you, ladies and gentlemen, how we clean that cold rolled steel pan. So what I like to use is some water, hot water. Don't put cold water. And I just like to throw it on there. Okay. I'll also use, my grill scraper if I wanted to. Take my grill scraper, scrape, 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 scrape. Here's my other grill scraper. Put that water on there, use my grill scraper, scrape that bad boy. Make sure your grill scraper's clean, or you're just gonna put dirty grease all over it, right? All right, so we scrape that bad boy nice and clean. dump some clean water on there. And I like to use my scraper and just scrape everything down to our grease drain. And it's naturally going to go that way anyway. So let's help it out. Okay. Put that bad boy right there. And then I like to take some of this recteq griddle conditioner. This can be used on any and all griddles. It doesn't have to be a griddle grill. It can be just a griddle insert if you want to. But this is our griddle conditioner. Let me read the instructions here for y'all. Use this griddle conditioner to season and condition the smokestone griddle and flat top griddles. There's soybean oil and beeswax in this bad boy, right? All right, so I'm gonna cut it off. All right. Then I'm just gonna put a little bit on my towel. Okay. And I'm just going to rub this in, right? Not a lot. You don't need to get a crap ton in there, but you do need to get some in there. Now, rub this in. This is going to condition this and get it ready for us to cook on. Now, I also like to use like beef tallow, you know, some beef fat, some pork fat also works well. But look at that. Thing looks ready to cook on, nice and clean. Get a little bit more, just to make sure she's nice and shiny for you folks out there on the internet. But I like to do this every time after I'm done cooking. Just go ahead and clean it up. That way it is ready to cook on the next time I want to go ahead and cook on it, right? You guys can see that that did not take long at all, okay? While it cools off, while it's cutting off, go ahead and grab some of this degreaser. Spray it on my rag and hit my hopper because I got grease everywhere. I'm gonna hit this little vent right here. Be careful because it's gonna be hot. Okay. Clean some of my stainless steel. All right. And I like spraying it into the towel instead of spraying it on the machine. That way it's a lot more, it spreads a lot more evenly, right? Oh yeah, it's got a beautiful citrus smell to it as well, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that, that degreaser just degrease this thing. Cheese and crackers. Gotta clean the thing is, Josh. Surprised the heck out of me. Right? It smells good too. Now, let's hit up this bullseye real fast. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be hitting those questions up very, very soon. So if you have any questions, please put them in the comment section. But we just cleaned up one of our Lifestyle Series grills. We just cleaned up both of our super hot grills, the X-Fire Pro and the Bullseye. We just cleaned up our griddle grill, the Smokestone. Showed you, ladies and gentlemen, how to perform proper maintenance on them. I don't think I missed anything. Just make sure you clean out your fire pot about every 4 to 5 cooks with the Lifestyle Series. Make sure you clean out your fire pot every time for that Bullseye and X-Fire, just because it's easy. Make sure you clean out your fire pot about every 4 to 5 cooks on that Smokestone as well, ladies and gentlemen. Let your hopper run itself empty about every 5 bags of pellets to reduce the amount of wood dust that can accumulate down at the bottom of your hopper and your auger, okay? Leave ash down at the bottom of your grill, right? There's 4 beneficial things to leaving ash down at the bottom of your grill. Creates a layer of insulation. It catches itself, so it gets caught, the fly ash gets caught on itself down there at the bottom. Reduces the surface area that the grill physically has to heat up, so it heats up quicker. And it also allows you, if you're a messy cook like me, to let some of that grease fall down there at the bottom of the barrel, and it prevents that grease from running out of the grill. It also helps you clean up that grease a little bit easier, right? But I'm going to get to cleaning up these machines. We used them all week for recteq Academy. I hope that you, ladies and gentlemen, will take some of these tips and tricks and get your grill ready, because it's grill season right now, okay? You're behind the 8 ball, ladies and gentlemen, if your grill isn't looking good, because you know immediately when somebody comes over to your house, they see that brand new recteq on the back porch, they're going to go just like this. Oh my God, what is that? This is the most amazing grill I've ever seen. They're going to lift that lid. They're going to feel that quality, and it's going to strike up an amazing conversation for you and your family, and that way you guys can make some memories, okay? That's how you grab life by the horns, ladies and gentlemen. Make memories, okay? I hope you enjoyed these maintenance tips and tricks. Put your favorite maintenance tip in the comment section of this video. I would love for you to teach me something, okay? Or teach me a hack to cleaning up your recteq or your grill, ladies and gentlemen. I really would appreciate it. But from everybody here at the worldwide headquarters of recteq Wood Pellet Grills, I'm Jody Flanagan, the Barbecue Dad. We'll see you at the recteq, ladies and gentlemen. Do, do, do.